Yes, indeed. Now, for those of you guys who might wonder, how come Vikendi is a little colder these days with more ice on the map? That's because there's been changes to the map, and I actually like the changes that have been made. I've been saying for a while that I'm not necessarily go out on a limb and say, yeah, we should have Vikendi in like in the pro leagues and whatnot, but I wouldn't mind it being tested somehow. And I think this is a perfect way to at least allow for players to run around and test out the terrain and have you guys watch some competitive PUBG on the map.
Yeah, I think in the last patch they obviously edited it a small amount, just so I think it was I can't even, there's so many players on the map I can't even see the name of it, but they've hot dropped.
Football is under fire. Shadow gone down already. Kalimdor finding one. There is 3 or 4 different places where these teams have landed on top of each other. Last game it was so evenly split with west to east, and this time around it seems to me like, well, I mean, you said you hadn't seen a whole lot of Vikendi. It seems like a lot of these players haven't played a whole lot of Vikendi since they landed on top of each other.
Yeah, I don't think they really know where they want to drop.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they all want to drop here, essentially.
A lot of them do, at least, anyway. I can't really count up who has the numbers right now, but it seems like Turkey is in a pretty good position numbers-wise inside of Goroka.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Serbians has gone down. I think I'm not quite sure who went down there, but he's out of the count. But yeah, there is quite a few Turkish players in and amongst the sprinkled Serbians around the edges. So yeah, I was saying about Mount Kresnik. That's the one that's been reduced there.
Yep.
There we go. Another knock comes through from Serbia Rista, knocking down Huith.
Yeah, so Turkish player on his knees. Hopefully he'll get some sort of backup. Tari is looking around, trying to provide some sort of assistance, but actually gets the spin around on towards Giga. Great shot there.
Wow, super nice turnaround there. Obviously, pretty aware that there's multiple players around him. Just has to hit the shots, make it count. Looks like the flash is gonna come through as well. So Huith goes out. So they've slightly evened it up, I'd say.
Almost tying things up. BSD gone down as well. That could be the full-on tie. Slibby spots out Tari. Tari already with 1 kill. Oh my lord, down to 1 HP. Slibby able to stay put, but for how long?
Actually, that's so much with the 1 HP. He takes some more shots. He has no meds, it seems. Although I'm not sure if that's a bug still. But yeah, no meds.
Doesn't seem like he has any meds.
Yeah. So he's in a very rough spot, to be fair. Kalimdor spotting players out just in this one story.
Kind of interesting to me when we look at the map that we don't see any cavalry arriving from either of the teams. Anna and Code Marco are kind of running over there, but that's going to be like a solid minute or two before they'll be in a distance to really help. And Niegos nail up the team captain and all the other guys up towards the mountain. I think they're prioritizing the center position in the circle rather than their teammates down inside the city.
Yeah, it's also the information from Mount Kresnik. It's pretty heavy on information though. Nice pre-fire from even better pre-fire from Cassie.
That's what you get when you triple peek the same window.
Yeah, that's a full rip. nice little shot though. That was impressive. Serbians coming alive, it seems. But see if they can put. I mean, it doesn't look like they want to push this really. I don't think he has any meds either. I think the med situation is dire.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
I mean, we know it from hot dropping. You don't normally get a lot of meds, and now there's going to be that one teammate that has 8 first aids but don't feel like sharing. It's just like the medic running around inside the city. Did Lipson burn out himself, or did someone else throw that one? I'm not sure, but he sits up here with what looks like a UMP, potentially without ammo, and a shotgun trying to hold the angle.
Yeah. But as you can see, Serbia has the majority control of the center circle.
Again?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, again, but we saw that happen last time, didn't we? So we'll see what happens. Obviously, there is quite a few Serbian players, I'd say maybe like 6 or 7. So it looks like 6 Serbian players on the western side. So there's like I guess a sort of flanking potential here when the the Turkish players kind of surround this Goroka area. You might see some backstabs.
A little surprised to see also we don't see a lot of the teams playing around each other. I mean, for example, you see all the footballist players play around each other, the Fenerbahce players playing together. Oh, Mangelli, that's a nice time. And he's about to peek. The door gets open. He gets confused for a second, and Lipson stays alive. And now the fight commences once more inside the city. Terry gone down. Genso knocked as well. Slippy gone down too. All of a sudden, things are looking a little better for Serbia. I like the little 360s.
Yeah, he's just trying to dodge the bullets. I mean, it's not going to do much, is it? But I like the fact there's lots of G36s. Obviously, G36 is the well, the G36C, sorry, is the sort of the Vikendi own gun, isn't it? It's one of the Vikendi's own guns. So same with MP5 as well. We've seen a few of that as well. But there is a lot of these around.
Another thing there is a lot of Turkish players. Now you can see this is the cavalry. They're all coming in. We're talking 7, 8 players just added to the bunch. It was Serbia who were up in numbers, but all of a sudden, with the reinforcements coming in, this is looking like Serbia losing way too many players.
Yeah, it looks like an absolute massacre at the moment. Although, I mean, it's still even somewhat. I think I'd say it goes to Serbia more so because they had 2 less players at the start of this.
That is true. So they did essentially win it in the end, but I don't think there's any reason now, at this point, when we see the players down on the southwestern side of Goroka, there's no reason for any of them to push into this. He created, finds one. Kakasi alone, he's gonna get flushed. There he goes, and in the end, Turkey wins the city. But as you said, I mean, they only actually get 1 more kill off of it than what Serbia did. So pretty even trade overall, given the fact that there were 2 players more to start the game.
Yeah, no, obviously as you can see, if you're on the sort of the map, the players towards the western side, there we go. The players towards the western side of Goroka Southwest from Serbia are trying to push in, trying to get some more ground, or trying to just get in the circle. And looks like they're gonna go south. They're gonna try and avoid Goroka and get in and join their teammates. So that makes sense. That makes sense.
Never got a teammate. That's unfortunate.
Oh,
Sminky is gonna have to find his own way towards the circle. I'm sure he'll get there eventually. Apocalypse does find the vehicle. Sminky did find a car, fortunately, able to push around the side and get himself inside the circle. Question is, where do they go, though? Because as you can see, Sixmo and the guys from Turkey, they have taken Potvosto, and if they don't cross up to the left now to go towards the mountain, that could potentially be them thinking the city's free. But nope, their shots are already being fired from inside. You can see them turning.
There we go. Matrelis takes one down. Igor on top of the roof as well. Nice little angle there, but doesn't work out. So I mean, they can't push that really anyway. Matrelis is very overextended already. See, I think Ira was trying to go for that crate there, but he doesn't quite feel like he's safe. Is that even a crate? I think it is. It looks like it.
Okay, with the hollow, he only has 1 weapon too. Yeah, he has a hollow Kar 98. That's all he has to use. Not optimal. It's a little World War II-esque. World War I maybe even more, with bolt action and nothing but that. I don't think hollow sights were a thing during World War I, but
no.
Something tells me they weren't around back then. I
think there was some sort of red dot or something in World War 1 or 2. I don't know. I'm not gonna even try because
that's why we need tension. He's the guy with all the weapons expertise and knowledge that can go. Oh, Toby, by the way, back in 1962. I mean, he can go on for days.
Yeah.
That's not at all what it sounds like. But shout out to him. He's a good fella. Good dude.
Niegos just taking some pot shots over the players. I think that's I'm trying to get to grips with the surroundings here, just because like I don't really play much for Kendi, so it's hard for me to know exactly where they are from the FPP point of view. But
you call yourself a caster?
Yeah,
that's true. We don't get to see a whole lot of this map, and it goes for the players too. I mean, I don't think they get to play a whole lot of this map either. So, as many angles that we can get surprised by, confused by, players can get like, wait, what? You can hide here, or wait, what? We can sit here. And in all fairness, in a map or in the tournament format where there's so many players in your team, the better you know it, the better you can push your troops around.
Oh yeah,
and well, I mean, potentially up your chances for winning.
100%. Yeah, I mean, you can see on here now, obviously, it seems like, I'm not sure if Serbia's done their homework, but they obviously know that Mount Kresnik is the hot spot to get information and kind of know the whereabouts of the Turkish players and see their movements. It looks like they kind of got a sort of a line across the mid-south side just to cut off the players trying to get through, or trying to push through at least to get some more ground. But we'll see where the next circle goes. Cause I'm curious if it goes like way north, if if we'll see like a long rotation around to try and get more control on the north side or something.
Have to wait just a little while longer before we'll figure out exactly where these guys are planning on playing the circle from. Smash, I think it is, on his snowmobile. Might want to keep that one on the snow to not ruin the chain underneath, but Or what do you call it? Somebody a chain.
It's like a track, isn't it?
The track? Yeah, I'll probably give it the name. Don't want to ruin it. I like the way that Turkey is playing this. I mean, now they're pushing up to add even more kind of fighting power towards Vostok. And I haven't really seen anything from Serbia to try and contain them inside the city. They know the majority of the players are there. And they haven't really done a lot to either A, scout out and find out where the rest are, or B, like, focus on this area. Now the circle, well, I mean, it's a very, very small circle shift. So not really too much happening. All but 3 players are already inside the new circle. So I don't think this shift will do a whole lot. But what I want to see is still, with the circle shifting north... Oh, lads, see, not able to find Code Mark on Apocalypse there to help.
That's a big big knock. He was on his own there as well. They pulled up, I guess not knowing that he was there, but Ladzi all on his own gets completely flushed out.
Does Turkey run up the middle and split the Serbian team in 2?
With that, I mean, that would put themselves in a sandwich where I don't advise that, really, to be honest with you. But
it seems like they are taking the fight to the mountain.
It could work.
So where are the east side players from Serbia? Like, this is when they need to come help. But there are only 6 or 7 players. It seems like Serbia has put their entire force, essentially, except a few up on that mountain, and they need to hold it off.
And that's the thing. If the eastern players start to push over and start to get some angles, then I mean, with these rocks and with no real hard cover, only to one side, they're going to get blasted in the back, and it's going to be an absolute massacre, I feel.
Not going to be in CC at all. Foreign around the side. He knows that Boldero is down there. Shots fired. Finds the knock on towards 1. Will be able to get the flash as well, but he might be peeking into a bit more than he would have wanted now. Has to reload. Swaps back. Boldero sticks around.
Yep, nice little peek there.
He's
pretty flat. Yeah, I mean, he's got back up just a few, like 100 meters behind him, but yeah, there's so many players pushing on. Yeah, there we go. Gll Nati gets the knock. Flash comes in. More players go down for Serbia.
I'm kind of curious to know how they communicate on the Turkish team, because if if you don't all have a chance to talk together, they might be close to players that aren't on that team. Like, they might be running around close to players that aren't on your individual voice chat thing, so you can't really communicate to each other necessarily.
That's true. I wonder maybe if they call out certain things for certain squadrons and then they do different things. But if they're all, I mean, it seems like they're just running as a whole unit.
Yeah,
a 21-man unit. So I mean, it seems to be working out. It worked out for the last game. So
sure did. Yeah, they've tied things up though, kind of. Been able to hold off pretty well. Serbia down to a. Well, I mean, a deficit of 2. Make that 1, actually. Turkey losing Lassa there.
You see on the eastern side, you got Iro Bambaki, Beautiful Death, and the rest of the DA players. Kind of coming in behind the furthest eastern Serbian players. And if they're not aware, I mean, they're definitely not looking towards it, because all the focus is down towards the eastern, you know, on the foot of Mount Kresnik. So if they don't look that way, they're going to get kind of shot in the back here.
Captain down, but seems like he will be able to get back up on his feet. Now, my only thought on this one is that Iro is a pretty big amount of firepower for your team if you're Turkey, and he is essentially completely impactless right now. And even though it's a good flank and all, if they don't start helping soon, they might be out by too much of a number that he'll be able to make a difference. But now the circle does go north. This is the question. Does Turkey stick around, or do they try to disengage now? I mean,
they kind of have to. I don't think there's any way they can disengage now unless something crazy happens. But
so this is the stand.
This is the fight. Yeah, this is the fight that will probably end the game, I feel. Either way it goes, I'm not really sure. But this is the fight.
Oh, not able to hit that one. Swaps over to the A. Oh, should be able to get a knock or something. There are 4 people in one vehicle. That would be a nice vehicle blow up there if you could find it. But unfortunately, not able to do any damage at all, actually.
No, didn't hit 1 bullet. But, I mean, hit the car, so they can't use that anymore, I imagine. Uh-oh, here we go. Lots of Turkish players around him. Only 1 player as a Serbian. And there we go. The trade comes in.
Ooh, that would have been a good one, too. Unfortunately, not the case. Gets taken down by Ruling. And the Turkish players prevail, but that's always scary. 4 players in 1 car, that's 4 players gone out. And you talk about not wanting to disengage. Look at the map right now. They managed to make it away and kind of reset the playing field here. And despite them losing some players, you can see MİTHRAİN and Navik, they're somewhat by themselves. They kind of forgot their team captain.
Yeah, I also feel like Turkey's realized that this, like, this circle can possibly cross over the other side.
Yep.
So they're trying to get all the sort of the bridge control, so that when it does, if it possibly does, they'll it'll be an absolute massacre as Serbia tries to come across.
And that's exactly what we talked about. Play it smart, play it for the terrain, play it for the win, not just full-on YOLO into those fights that can get you killed. Simki, fall down to low HP has 2 first hits, and he needs some help from teammates, and you can see they are coming down now to help 1v3 right now, but teammates are engaging.
Yeah, looks like MİTHRAİN, Polideric, and Co. all trying to push up. I mean, there's only 4 of them with a whole load of Serbians in front of them. So
yeah.
I think these guys are going to try and just do as much damage as they can, and pick up as many players as they can before they eventually go down.
I mean, they've dragged over half of the Serbian team towards that little corner. I mean, they're actually outside the circle, and it's allowing for the rest of the Turkish players to spread out, take control, and should this next circle, as you said, hey, should this next circle go east, they're going to have all the room in the world. Again.
Oh,
it's going to be too high up, I think. So.
Oh, no.
Never mind. Dogs goes down.
Yep. Rare is knocked there. And, no, doesn't quite get it. Okay, so, I mean, he got the nade, but then pushed up too far, and that was the end of that. Yeah.
Too many steps.
yeah, exactly. Just too far.
So despite losing their front up here, I mean, Broderick is still alive. Oh, is Broderick denying points now? I know he just wanted to jump down. Despite them not being in the best position, it allowed for the rest. Look at the split off now. The entire team of DA Turkey that is now left remaining are in a position to completely pin in the remaining Serbian players.
Yeah, it's actually pretty impressive. I think this is.
Yep. Look at the circle shift.
Yeah, there we go.
All of the Serbian players out now. They all went hunting for 3 players, and they're outside the circle. All of them now. And if FreeNP realizes this, he's just gonna back off.
Yeah, and this is the chess game that we were talking about. I think just yesterday we were talking about this. This being some sort of a chess game, and here it is. They've played it correctly. They've had people, players like Polideric on the southern side distract them so much to the point where now look at the control. No Serbian player is inside the circle. And
now it makes sense, guys. For those of you guys who've been watching movies and go, why did they have to sacrifice the hero? You know what? This is why. Sometimes one must fall so 100 can live. That's how it goes, and seems like Turkey are in a, I would call right now at least, somewhat of a game-winning position.
Exactly. Bambaki.
They are split up.
Yeah, they're all trying to push and just give them 0 space at all. This is actually, I feel this is kind of risky because obviously you got this mass, I guess, conglomeration of Serbian players pushing towards just I think 5 players of Turkey. Oh, there we go.
That's
one
good.
goes. Yeah, that's the one player that was the pain in their side.
Now they're all in front. That's the lone survivor.
Exactly.
Polideric, the man behind enemy lines. You guys go down, nail up the team captain. Trying to dictate his troops around. Has been outplayed, at least in terms of territory, by the Turkish. But them only being 13 alive now, I'm thinking maybe they're split too thin.
Could be right. I mean, if you see the sort of spread up north, Kalimdor, and I think that's a beat for death as well, way up north. I mean, they're going outside the circle to try and do some sort of flank, but there's nobody there in sight to really shoot or kill.
Essentially the same that we saw with Iroh last game, where they had a good position in terms of their circles, like where they were sitting, but they didn't really have an impact on the fight that was going on. And right now, I mean, this is the first time in a little while that we've actually seen Turkey be ahead in terms of players alive. So they have managed to get themselves a 1-kill lead. And now is where it becomes tricky for Serbia. They need to make their way down this hill, and you can see Turkey just waiting for them.
Yeah, so much control there. Nunzo, he's making a move for something. He's got his vehicle, and he's pulled up to an area in the middle of a lot of Turkish players. He's actually been knocked and flushed though. It didn't quite work out too well.
There's your flank paying off. Kalimdor finds himself a kill. He was one of the players after 6 modes info came across that decided to flank around the last game too, and it turned out to be very, very effective. See, they have the high ground position here, and they're trying to pin down those Serbian players as best as they can, and it's working. 13-7. This could be a 2-0 position for Turkey real soon. Because remember, knocked players don't count before they're down, and that's one more. 6 against 12, outnumbered 2-1.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rough for, for Serbia. There's obviously players outside the blue as well. We've got BenQ5 on the southern side there. And then, apart from that, they're just kind of pinned in just this small little area on the eastern side of Mount Kresnik.
We talked about knowing the map and how it could grant you advantage, and they've essentially put Serbia into the exact position they wanted to have him in. Right now, they're completely pinned down on the very corner of the blue. Circle's going to start crossing in now, and none of them are inside. This is a perfect play for the team of Turkey, and the only player that can really make a difference now is going to be BenQ, but he's in the blue and he's far down south. If he can get down those two players, Rolling and his teammate, oh, he goes down to blue, not going to happen. He was actually knocked as well. So I don't see how Serbia wins this.
Yeah, I don't see anything happening at all.
4 against 11, and they're just slowly and steadily pushing further forward.
Slowly but surely, edging towards a defeat. It seems. One more goes down. That's the knock coming in. You've got Rip on the backside here coming in. This is looking inevitable, to be honest with you.
Nade's coming in, Molotov's coming in as well. Moki's going to be the last one on his feet. He does find one, but he's going to go down. And Turkey, despite seeming to be in a position that looked tricky for them, they do manage to get themselves a win here in the second game on Vikendi. And what a great